Back in Surulere, people used to call Chioma and Blessing salt and pepper, not because one was sharp and the other mild, but because they were complete opposites, yet somehow they just fit. Chioma was the tall, quiet one with those deep, thoughtful eyes and a mind that raced ahead of her words. Blessing was shorter, softer around the edges, always smiling, with a laugh that announced her before she even stepped into a room. They grew up on the same noisy street where kids played football between moving okadas, and on Sundays the whole place smelled like pepper soup and fresh ajeje bread. Their friendship started at 7. Chioma tumbled out of a mango tree, scraped her ye bloody, and Blessing, a girl she barely knew, ran over, lifted the hem of her own dress, and daubed at the wound like it was her job. From that day, they were glued together. Same primary school, same secondary school, same Unilag hostel. In first year, Blessing's mattress got stolen the very first night. Too shy to report it, they just squeezed onto Chioma's for months, whispering and giggling until dawn. Everyone said Blessing was the lucky one. That smile of hers could make strangers hand over their last cash or their deepest secrets. After school, she became a makeup artist, and in just 3 years, her name was ringing across Lagos. Saturdays, her schedule was booked solid by 10 a.m. At 26, she bought a second-hand Honda Accord and drove it like she'd won the lottery, because to her, she had. Every kobo was hers, earned with her own hands. Chioma loved her for it. She cheered the loudest at every win, new clients, new bag, new glow-up. But Chioma herself, she'd studied accounting, landed a mid-level job, earned just enough to scrape by in her Ojodu flat. Some evenings she'd sit alone, fan spinning lazily overhead, and feel this quiet, heavy thing in her chest. Not exactly sadness, just behind, always a step behind. Then Blessing met Emeka. Emeka Onduya was that rare Lagos man who carried wealth like it was casual clothing, never shouting about it, just there, handsome in that annoying, effortless way. He ran a logistics company, owned 3 properties, rolled around in an Escalade that made people turn on Ozumba and Bodiway. He met Blessing at a big wedding where she was doing the bridal party's makeup. He saw her laughing in a corner with a junior stylist, hands flying as she told a story, and he walked right over like gravity had no choice. 6 months later, he proposed. Chioma stood in Blessing's room the night she said yes, watched her best friend sob happy tears into her phone screen while showing off the ring. Chioma hugged her tight and meant every bit of the joy. She really did. But the next morning, crawling through Lekki traffic alone, that other feeling crept in. Small, ugly, shameful. Why not me? Just a whisper. She shoved it down, blamed the exhaustion, and kept driving. The wedding was pure Lagos magic, Coral also EB everywhere, high life blasting, jollof that tasted like someone poured their whole heart into the pot. Blessing floated down the aisle in gold-embroidered white, looking like God had taken extra time on her that day. Emeka actually cried when he saw her. Even the caterers got emotional. Chioma was chief bridesmaid, dancing, organizing, smiling until her face hurt. Then she went back to her one-room flat, kicked off her heels, sat on the cold floor, and cried for reasons she couldn't name. Blessing moved into Emeka's double-story in Lekki Phase 1. Garden, 24/7 generator, housekeeper named Patience, master bedroom with a bathroom bigger than Chioma's whole apartment. The first time Chioma visited, Blessing dragged her around, pointing at chandeliers, imported tiles, a dressing room full of shoes lined up by color. Chioma stood in the middle of it all, smiling so wide it ached. "You deserve this," she told Blessing, and she meant it, and she didn't. Both truths lived inside her, fighting, and the war was tiring. She kept visiting, monthly, then weekly, always with a small gift, wine, market mangoes, something thoughtful. Emeka was always warm, asked about her job, cracked jokes. He felt real, kind. Chioma started to see exactly what Blessing saw, and slowly, because time is patient and cruel, she started seeing only him. She told herself it was innocent, just admiration. She reminded herself Blessing was her sister from 7 years old. She prayed. She even fasted one Wednesday, broke it by noon when the office started smelling like dodo. But the thoughts kept coming back stronger. At her desk, crunching numbers, she'd suddenly picture herself in that Lekki kitchen, cooking for Emeka. Scrolling Instagram, she'd see Blessing's beach photos in Accra, his hand on her waist, both of them laughing, and a hot, unfair rage would rise until she had to flip the phone over and stare at the ceiling. She started dressing up more for visits, fitted tops, a little extra perfume, laughing louder, steering conversations toward him. Emeka, what do you think? Blessing never noticed. Emeka never seemed to either, or if he did, he hid it well. He loved his wife like a river loves its banks, steady, quiet, sure. Then the obsession grew sharper teeth. One night, after leaving their house feeling emptier than ever, Chioma did the thing she'd regret forever. She called a number a colleague had mentioned months earlier in a half-joking whisper, a woman in Mushin, not exactly a babalawo, but someone who knew people who handled desperate requests in quiet rooms. Chioma told herself she was just going to talk, just curious. She wasn't that kind of person, university-educated, church every third Sunday, envelope offering. The woman's parlor smelled of incense and old lace. She was maybe 50, calm, plain blouse, no dramatic beads or cowries. That ordinariness made it worse, harder to pretend this was just a movie scene. "What do you want?" the woman asked. Chioma swallowed. "My friend, her husband. I want things to change." The woman gave her a long, knowing look. "You want to draw another woman's husband to yourself." Hearing it plain hurt. "I just want what she has." The woman stayed quiet a long time. Then, "This kind of thing isn't a top you turn on and off. Whatever he carries, blessings, burdens, you carry too. You can't pick and choose." "He's a good man," Chioma said softly. "You're seeing him through Blessing's window. That's not the same as living inside his house." Something in Chioma tried to listen, a gentle warning hand on her shoulder, but jealousy shouts louder. "Do it," she said. For 3 weeks, nothing. Chioma waited, guilty, restless, checking her phone, watching Blessing's stories. Maybe it was fake after all. Then the call came, Blessing's voice tight. "Chioma, something's wrong with Emeka." He turned cold, distant, coming home late, leaving early, turning away in bed, saying "I'm fine" like the conversation was already over. In a month, he moved to the guest room. 2 months later, he told her, calmly, no drama, that he needed space. He didn't understand it himself, no other woman, he said, just disconnected. Blessing cried on the phone for 2 hours. Chioma listened, murmured comfort, while a dark, satisfied thing uncoiled in her chest. She hated it. She fed it anyway. The separation was quick. Emeka moved to his Ikeja property. Blessing stayed in the Lekki house, lost, blaming herself. 2 weeks later, Emeka called Chioma. His voice sounded familiar but far away, like music through a closed door. He said he'd been thinking about her, didn't know why, apologized for sounding strange, asked her for coffee. She said yes. 3 meetings later, she understood the horror of what she had done. First coffee on Admiralty Way. He was quieter, laughter faded, confused by his own feelings. She ignored the warning signs, saw only the handsome man she'd wanted. Second, he kissed her in a car parking. She felt nothing, no fireworks, just a dull thud inside, something cracking. By the third, she knew. This wasn't Emeka choosing her. This was a man pulled by strings he couldn't see, affection forced in an unnatural direction. She hadn't taken Blessing's husband. She'd taken a hollow version of him. The real soul, the love, the steadiness was missing. She'd stolen a shell. Then the truth poured out. Debts, huge, hidden, eating everything. Properties mortgaged, the company bleeding, 2 houses already in repossession process, the housekeeper unpaid for months. Blessing hadn't known the full scope because Emeka was too proud to tell her, hoping he'd fix it quietly. Under pressure, the real Emeka emerged, not violent but cold, dismissive. When she panicked about debt collectors, he called her dramatic and turned on the TV. She hadn't stolen happiness, she'd stolen Blessing's hidden storm, the one Blessing had carried alone, smiling through it all. Chioma tried to reach Blessing. Shaky text, "I need to talk. I did something terrible. I'm so sorry." Read. No reply for 3 days. Then the call came. Blessing's voice wasn't angry, just quiet, heavy. "Talk." Chioma confessed everything. The woman in Mushin, the incense, the jealousy, the ritual. Her voice cracked over and over. She didn't beg forgiveness, just truth. Long silence. Then, Blessing. "You know the saddest part?" Chioma waited. "I knew something had been done, the sudden change, like a switch. I prayed, my mom prayed. Our pastor said a hand from outside was at work. Pause. I just never imagined the hand was yours. Chioma broke. Don't cry, Chioma said gently. Listen, Emeka and I are in counseling. Whatever you did, God is undoing it. He's slowly coming back to himself. I can see it. A breath. I'm not saying this to hurt you. I'm saying you didn't win anything, Chioma. What you have now isn't what you wanted. It never was. I know, Chioma whispered. I forgive you, Blessing said. I have to. Holding this would poison me, and I won't let your mistake become my sickness. But I need time, a long time. I don't know if we can ever be what we were. I understand. Go fix yourself, she said softly. Not for me, for you. That emptiness that made you do this, no man, no house will fill it. That work is yours alone. The line went quiet. That night in her Ojodu flat, Chioma looked around with new eyes. The yellow lamp from Tejusho for 800 naira. The curtain she'd sewn herself. The single pot of beans soaking on the stove. Small. Hers. The only thing she hadn't tried to ruin. She left Emeka the next week. Whatever thread the ritual had tied between them pulled painfully, then slowly loosened as she prayed, sat in church, really sat, not just showed up, faced the envy she'd nursed for years. She didn't date for over a year. Instead, she wrote. Journals she burned, then longer pieces. Eventually, a small online page teaching financial literacy to young women in jobs like hers. They came in hundreds. She had something real to give, always had. Blessing and Emeka reconciled after 8 tough months. Counseling, raw honesty, restructuring debts, dropping the performance of wealth for the slow building of it. Blessing later said the crisis saved them. Without it, they'd have drifted on a pretty surface until nothing real remained. Chioma and Blessing never went back to being salt and pepper girls. That version died. But one neutral afternoon they met for lunch, spoke carefully, honestly. 2 women who'd survived the same storm from opposite sides. Not warm yet, but true. And truth, Chioma learned, matters more than easy warmth built on lies. She lives simply now. Same flat, same lamp, same curtain. But she no longer sees lack. She sees a life that's fully hers. No borrowed dreams, no stolen ground, no silent comparison. Outside, Lagos keeps shouting. Horns, generators, life. Somewhere, another woman is probably standing in a beautiful living room, smiling outside while bleeding inside. Chioma knows both sides now, the envier and the envied. The lesson isn't pretty. It won't fit in a motivational quote, but it's the truest thing she owns. What sparkles in someone else's life is lit by candles you can't see. The late nights, the tears, the quiet battles. Before you reach for another woman's crown, look closer. You might be grabbing thorns. Not every fine house holds peace. Not every perfect-looking marriage holds real love. Jealousy's worst trick is making you think someone else's surface is your missing piece. The piece you want was never in her house. It was always waiting, quiet, patient, in yours.